For the past 2 days, I've been driving Mazda's new hybrid, their CX-50 hybrid. It's an awesome addition to the lineup for their 2025 model year. However, it's not perfect. And now I can't talk about driving impressions. So I'm not talking about how this vehicle drives. I'm not talking if I like it or not. All I'm talking about in this video are the 5, maybe 6 things that Mazda has not included on this model that I've really noticed after having it for a couple days. So we're gonna break those down. Make sure you guys are subscribed because I will give you guys a fuel economy test on this hybrid. I will give you guys a full review, I guess you could say. I only get it for 3 to 4 days, and then it goes on to the next journalist. So it's going to be a very, very limited experience driving impressions I'm going to share with you guys. But hey, I'm very, very grateful that I get to do that, have this for a few days, and get to do some testing with it. But let's get on to the first thing, and it's actually something you see right now. What does this vehicle not have? Well, it doesn't have cloth seats. You might be saying, Kirk, yeah, you're in a premium plus model. You know, these press cars they give you, they're always fully loaded. That's typically the case. But even on the base trim of the CX-50 hybrid, Mazda doesn't give you cloth seats. They give you like a synthetic leather. Now, these are the, perforated leather seats that have ventilation. You can only get ventilation here on this Premium Plus trim on the hybrid. But you can get normal leather, heated leather on the middle grade. And then the base grade gives you synthetic leather. And if it's, I haven't seen it in person, but if it's not ventilated or perforated with this sort of material, even if it's fake, it's hot as heck here in Florida. So I mean, I would be happy to, if Mazda gave us a no-cost option on the CX-50 preferred trim to get us cloth, because cloth is just a lot more breathable. It doesn't get nearly as dangerously hot as synthetic leather does on that preferred trim. So that's the first thing I noticed. Of course, like if you look at the RAV4, for example, I think also the CR-V hybrid, Hyundai's base hybrids as well, I'm pretty sure they have cloth. So that's a bit of a bummer for me in my hot AF climate here in South Florida. Number 2, let's get on the outside of the vehicle. Now, this is a surprise to me. You guys mentioned this in the comments yesterday that it doesn't have parking sensors. And I'm like, okay, well, it's not that uncommon to not have parking sensors on the front of a vehicle. But check this out. On this top trim with these 19-inch wheels, yes, if you want the 19-inch wheels, you have to get this model. By the way, I think the 17-inch wheels look better than this on the base preferred and premium models. Anyways, that's just a side note. I don't have parking sensors on the back either, which is a huge head scratcher for this price point. So if you want parking sensors on your Mazda CX-50, I think you have to get the Turbo Premium to get rear sensors, and then the Turbo Premium Plus to get rear and front sensors. Correct me if I'm wrong, because it's always really hard for me to wrap my head around Mazda's, because Mazda just gives us so many trim levels, All right, what do I have next on the list here? This is kind of a 2-for-1. We don't have a 360 camera on here, so let's check out what the rear camera is. Oh, there it is. It's only, I mean, do you guys want to hear what it sounds like? I feel like that's what the CX-90 hybrid sounds like. It's just I mean, at least it's predictive. Oh, actually, is it not predictive? Holy smokes, I thought it was. Am I missing something? Are there any, there's no customization here on it either. So these are not driving impressions. This is just the technology that the car has. So that's Mazda, no 360 camera. If you want a 360 camera, I think you have to get it in the Premium Plus trim on the Turbo. So it's very exclusive, and I believe the Canadian hybrid model of this gets a 360 camera. So that's and it doesn't have predictive lines, which is a bit strange, and it's very small. It doesn't take up very much of the screen. So I'm just going to put that back into drive there. I like the backup camera. It actually does well at night, illuminating at night. All right, what else do I have on the list? No digital rearview mirror. It is available on something like a RAV4, for example. This is auto dimming here on this model. Digital rearview mirrors in a vehicle like this, it's not that big of a deal to me. If you're in something that has 3 rows of seats, and or if you're carrying a lot of people back there, cargo, and you can't see the back window, I get it. But in this car, it's not that big of a deal. But I felt like I'd mention it's not even available. All right, let's move on to the next thing. What's ironic, yesterday, I took a couple of shots, as I normally do when I'm saying, okay, I'm in the new 2025 CX-50 hybrid. You know, this is a Premium Plus. It's fully loaded. It's got ventilated seats, heated steering wheel, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, wait a second. It doesn't have a heated steering wheel. So I'm like, take 2. So that is surprising. Mazda doesn't include a heated steering wheel. I love this steering wheel. This steering wheel is amazing. It feels good. No paddle shifters, by the way. I don't think I brought. I mean, it's a eCVT, whatever. But supposedly, and I'll test this in my driving impressions. But I don't. Supposedly, you can do some stepped gearing simulations. Anyways, the CX-50 hybrid in the United States has no heated steering wheel. Apparently, it does in Canada. So we get you 360 on the hybrid in Canada. You get a heated steering wheel in Canada. I won't be surprised if they threw parking sensors in there in Canada too. But yes, unfortunately, no heated steering wheel on any trim level of the CX-50 hybrid here stateside. I think it's only on the Turbo Premium and Premium Plus models here stateside. So, and I think you know, looking at this, how this is apportioned, I wouldn't be surprised if it only heats just this part on each side. I don't remember. I've reviewed the Premium Plus before, and since I don't live in a cold climate, I don't always test the heated steering wheel. I won't be surprised if it wasn't heated on top or the bottom, but it's not that big of a deal for me. Like I said, my steering wheels are always heated in Florida. This is a hybrid thing for me. I think this is number 5. So technically we have 6 on the list today, but 5's better for, I don't know. 5's just a better number for lists. All right, there's no hybrid energy monitor in here. You can see the state of battery charge. That's all I can customize here. I can press the info button and then comes up with your safety driving features and technology. And then this is the only other screen for your hybrid stuff. Now, some of you guys in yesterday's video were saying, hey, just press the radio dial down and you'll get your hybrid energy flow or your energy monitor, whatever you want to call it. Well, it says fuel efficiency monitor. Well, I guess I have a couple settings here. Link average fuel efficiency with trip A reset and reset fuel efficiency data. But that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a gasoline engine, a little diagram that has an engine. It has like flow going from the engine to the motors to the battery. I want to see all that nerdy stuff we would typically see like on a Toyota hybrid. I don't have any of that here, so that's something I do miss. You do have this EV icon here that does let you know that you're in fully electric. The last thing here, we're gonna have to get out of the car. This is the last thing that this vehicle does not have. It does have a power lift gate here, which is pretty standard. There it goes, it beeps and then it opens. But there is, and I believe this is the case on all CX-50s, and I think it is available on the CX-90, the bigger, more expensive brother to this. But there's no like hands-free kick sensor sort of action to close the lift gate here. So only way to close the lift gate, well, you have the traditional hands-free on the key fob. Well, you could also do it up there, but if you want to do it, it's not necessarily hands-free because I have to get the key out of my pocket. And I can close the hatch with this button as well.
Did I say 6? Well, I found a 7th. On the steering wheel, we have a couple blank buttons next to the radar cruise control. So, well, again, I can't talk about driving impressions and how this system works, but I can say that what it is limited to technology-wise and safety-wise. So if we look at another picture here, let me pull up a steering wheel of a good old CX-90. All right, well, gosh, I love this interior in the CX-90, but see this little button here? That is obviously not on the CX-50 hybrid, and this is kind of like the lane centering technology. If I pull up this right here, it's called Road Keep Assist, and this is not listed at all within the CX-50's safety area. Okay, you can pull up a comparison like this on the CX-50. and it'll just say lane keep assist. But what lane keep assist does is that it kind of just like shoves you back into the lane. But it's not going to like do steering assist constantly like a lot of the competition does. So going back to the CX-50 here, it just has the lane keep that will kind of, for lack of better term, ping pong you from one end of the lane to the other end of the lane, but it won't center you into the lane. And this Honda has this technology. I believe it's standard. Toyota's is standard. The Koreans, the Kias and the Hyundai hybrids, they have this, I believe, standard as well. If not standard, it's available. This is the top trend of the CX-50 hybrid. It does not have any sort of lane centering technology, and it doesn't matter if radar cruise control is on or off. So if you want to see more about the safety and how it works and highway driving, that sort of thing, the radar cruise control, definitely stay tuned for my miles per gallon test where I do a lot of highway driving.
So there you have it. There are the top 5 or 6 things that this vehicle doesn't have that it could have, meaning it might have it in other markets. It might have it on other trim levels with the turbo, for example, or some of the features like the hands-free liftgate might be available on like the CX-90. And those features, all that I brought up today, are available on other competition as well. So here's the thing. Are those going to be deal breakers? Well, to some of you, it might be. None of those features that I mentioned on here are deal breakers to me. Maybe the cloth seats on the base trim, just due to my situation here in hot Florida. That's the only one that, oh, and maybe the energy monitor, but I just don't have it on any trim. It's just the way it is, right? This is Mazda's first hybrid. I know some of you guys are saying, hey, the Mazda Tribute back in the day that was based off the Ford counterpart when Mazda and Ford were still in cahoots. Technically, that was the first hybrid. Yes, but I mean, and what sort of volume? I've never seen one in my life. And wasn't it just a rebadge of a Ford? Is it really I mean, here's the thing. Is this really Mazda's first hybrid if it's using Toyota's powertrain? Of course it is. I would say it is far more so than Acura's first EV is built by General Motors at the Spring Hill, Tennessee plant. That's more of a General Motors product badged as an Acura than this is a Toyota, if that makes sense. Hopefully you guys are following me there. This, yeah, it's a Mazda with Toyota technology in here. So with that being said, to me, I mark this as Mazda's first hybrid. Mazda will be coming out with their own hybrid technology on the CX-5, probably in the next 2 years when they redesign that vehicle. There's a vehicle that has a hybrid. That is the hybrid right there. That's the only way I recommend the Santa Fe is the hybrid. So I'm gonna shut down there. Let me know what features that this car is missing that it doesn't have that you wish it had, and let me know how much it matters or doesn't matter to you. So stay tuned for my driving impressions, my AKA full-on review, and stay tuned for my fuel efficiency test where I'll put a bunch of miles on this in the next couple of days and refill it and tell you what I think and what I get with the fuel economy, and if I think this is a very good option to something like the Korean hybrids or the other Japanese hybrids out there. But I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you for watching. Mazda, thank you for sending this car to me, and I'll see you in the next CX-50 hybrid video. Peace out.